name is Aaron and I like to kitbash things out of old toys and model kits. And as you can see, I have some various kits that I bought cheap and cheerful from Amazon, and this is going to be the basis for my Batman riot tank. Just something that I wanted to build because, hey, why not? Batman's one of my favourite DC characters, and I think it's about time I tackled a riot tank. So subscribers will know that it's about time for me to say, let's start scratching that build. I start by using my clippy clippers to unclip the plastic from the sprues, and very quickly realised that this is going to be a small model, something that my monkey hands might not be able to do, but I'll persevere. And before I get all the haters with the comments saying this isn't a battle tank, this is my version of my Batman battle tank, simply because I kind of like the Frank Miller battle tank, which was all sort of chunky, even though the Zack Snyder battle tank was really cool. But this is my tank, so this is how I'm going to build it, and it's going to be the basis of a, I think it's a Sherman tank. You can actually see that I'm trying to read the instructions for this tank and how to build it, and yeah, just decide to totally ignore everything and build it my way. And that means taking more bits and pieces off the sprues, which I do with ease. Spoiler alert, I do believe this is where my clippers break shortly. Marvel at a grown man pondering life and wondering how to stick some wheels onto a bit of plastic. Wondering how I got this far without the instructions, I managed to stick the top bit to the bottom bit. Now it's just a simple matter of my deranged way of adding bits and pieces of plastic to the main base to try and make something visually interesting. As with all of my kit bashes, sometimes pieces get added and then slightly get modified or taken away. Those yellow things that I stuck on the tank, they get taken away eventually. As does this wing bit that I stuck on until I realised I had an engine that I could just add instead. So for now, that's the back end of the battle tank. I have some of this black flexible tubing that I've just sliced down the middle and just added to the tank there. Now you'll notice that there's little bits of pieces that have been added already. That's simply because this thing is so tiny, it was kind of boring because all you could see was my monkey hands. But I found a new model kit that I'm just going to start cutting up and adding to my model kit. So the back wings that I lovingly made go off the kit, and this is where my clippers decide to break. Yep, there's me being all macho and tough trying to take this stuff off, and it totally breaks my clippers. I found this in one of my kits, which is the front end that I'm going to use as the back end for my engine for the battle tank. And there is the engine that I'm just going to try and position into place. And it still needs some nibbling, so this is where I realise my clippers have broken. Oh dear. Time for Amazon. While I await my Amazon next day delivery for some new clippers, I decide to make a little diorama, and that is foam board that I'm using. I stupidly thought that I could have my battle tank busting out of a warehouse, so I again ponder life choices and decide to make some brickwork for the warehouse. This did indeed take too long to film, so I'll just skip this. While I skip that, I just want to talk about YouTube members. I've set one up and I realise it won't be to everyone's taste, and that's okay. It's €2 or pounds or dollars or yen a month. I'll still post my builds on a Sunday, but members will get them a full 24 hours before general release. As it's new, I'm still trying to work out more perks. Maybe you have some suggestions, which I'm happy to hear from. Like I said, it's not for everyone, and I'm okay with that. I'll still reply to all the comments that you leave. It just helps me get supplies quicker with your support. There'll be probably, I don't know, members' own builds on my Discord. Like I said, I'm still trying to work out the perks. But that is the shameless rambling over with. Back to the build. I've painted the brickwork in a Mod Podge black and then just going to go over it with a clay colour. This is kind of boring, so we'll move on to the next step. And after that paint has dried, I go in with various different colours just to touch up some various bricks, just to give it that sort of, well, like a normal wall would look with different coloured bricks. And I must stress for legal purposes that this is foam board and not any of the ceiling tiles that I have so far harvested from the bathroom. So yeah, foam board, not ceiling tiles. So I quickly erect my masterpiece of brickwork only to cut it all apart. Why are you doing this, you madman? I don't hear you scream at the TV. Simply because I want my battle tank to come crashing out of the warehouse. Therefore, the warehouse has to come tumbling down somehow. I'm going to be truthful. I've never tried this technique before, so there's always a first time. And this is ceiling tile grout. It's the smooth stuff. It's probably called spackle over in America, and I'm just going to mix it with some water just to try and loosen the consistency down to sort of like paste, and then smear it all over the brickwork. Let's see how this goes. So with some trepidation and trembling in my fingers, I just start to apply it all over the bricks, and I maybe should have sealed it first with some varnish. But hey, you know, you don't learn unless you try. So yeah. Anyway, let's carry on. So I left the grout or spackle for about half an hour and then just gently wiped it off with a damp cloth. And you know what? I surprise myself sometimes. It actually came out better than I thought it would. And as with any Terrain by Aaron video, it wouldn't be, well, a normal video unless something broke, and my brickwork did break, so I'm quickly hot gluing this all back together. And while I make the base, I'm going to pop some names up on screen that left some funny, hilarious comments over the past couple of builds, just as a thank you for all your support. Keep the comments coming. I read everyone, and as you know, I reply to all of you. So thanks very much for your support. I really do appreciate it. So with the base constructed, it was then on to painting that said base, which I'm going to do in some AK asphalt paint, which is kind of gritty. You could probably do this just by throwing some sand in some normal poster paint or acrylic paint, whichever. I just got this because it was cheap and cheerful, so that's what I'm doing. I did say in a couple of videos ago that I was going to show you how I made my explosion. So this is how I made my explosion. First, get some batteries to make sure that the bloody lights work, because I've done that trick already where I've put everything in, tested the lights, and the lights didn't work. Thankfully, these lights do work. You know, I've moved on from the bathroom now, taking the ceiling tiles down, and I've ventured into the garden, and this is some grating, plastic grating, that the other half has around some of her plants to stop our cat from standing all over them. So I just borrowed some. This was a cheaper alternative than chicken wire, and safer because chicken wire gives you cuts on your fingers. So I'm just going to chop this down and make some sort of like ball. Then I'm just using cable ties just to tie all the loose edges up. And remember, here on Terrain by Aaron, I make the mistakes so you don't have to. Before you tie it all together, make sure you put the lights into the actual little parcel that you're making, unlike I did, where I put it all together, then realized I couldn't get these bloody lights into the thing. So so just wrap your lights up and then use cable ties to tie it all together. Then you're going to need some of these, some cotton buds or cotton balls, not to be mistaken with the pokey ear things. This next bit is going to sound so wrong, but you've got to fluff the balls up slightly. And once everything is fluffed, you just hot glue the wire and stick the cotton balls, buds, whatever they're called, onto the wire until it looks like that. And that is the airbrush that we've recently named by one of my viewers. That's Anger the Airbrush, and it's living up to its name because it's not putting out this yellow as I want it to. I really need to invest in a better airbrush, but anyway, coat it all in yellow first. And to quote Coldplay without any legal repercussions, once everything is yellow, coat everything in red. So if you're cooking along with me right at this moment in time, your fluffy ball should be a yellow-red consistency, which then you're going to want to paint black. That sounded so rude then, didn't it? So while my fluffy balls dry, it's on to finishing touches on the diorama. Now that the explosion is dry, I'm just going to test fit it to see that it fits nicely. Yes, it does. What about the lights? Let's try and turn the lights on. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I need to make something for a batch pack. I'll do that off screen. So that is my battle tank, all tiny and cute looking, on the spinny wheel, which means it's on to painting next. I primed it grey, and then I'm going to go over it with a pale blue grey, which in the glamour shots you can actually see the difference between the grey and the pale blue. Anyway, that's what I painted it up, and then just did a bit of panel lining and stuff like that. So just a couple of more steps to go before the glamour shots, which is coming next, obviously, because they're glamour shots. I just want to say thank you very much for all your support. Please keep leaving comments, liking, sharing the videos. God knows where they go to when you share them. I have no idea. Have a look at the membership. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. It's fine. You still get to see the videos on a Sunday as normal. But if you do, thank you very much. It will really help the channel and support it, and for supplies and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's get on to the glamour shots, and until next time, keep scratching that build, everybody. Thanks for watching.